Hello, wonderful people. My name is Grace. Welcome to my channel, and I am going to be doing a reading vlog today. I did not bring in my tripod, anyways. I'm gonna be doing a little reading vlog. I was originally gonna do a read it or unhaul it video and like do all that stuff. However, I'm not in the mood to read any of those because I was talking to a friend of mine who is reading A Court of Thorns and Roses for the first time and then is continuing reading it because one of her friends wanted her to read it. And then I was like, well, if your friend needs to talk to anyone about them, let me know. And then that friend reached out to me. And now I'm reading my favorite. And confirm she did not read A Court of Silver Flames. Hello. So I have been playing a lot of Graveyard Keeper and watching a lot of TV recently because I've been sick and there has been no reading, which I don't know. Like literally went to start my one of my favorite books, Silver Flames. And then I haven't felt well. I've been so nauseous the past couple days. And yeah, I haven't done that. So I've basically just been playing cozy games on my Switch. So good. But I'm watching The Gates. I think this came out in like 2010 maybe. So if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you should watch it. But it was only one season because it got canceled, whatever. I love it. I'm annoyed because one of the main characters is a teenage girl and she's a succubus, and she's like finding out that she's a succubus and she thinks she can like manage it. If you don't know, you know, succubus, they feed off of male life forms um, to survive, right? So she's annoying for so many reasons, but this one is she's given like the doctor in town who's like a witch, right? She gives her medicine that will help her. And she's like, listen, there will be side effects like nausea, dizziness, whatever. And she's like, but I don't want that. And it's like, and because the pills are large or whatever. And so she's like, freaking out because of that. But then she almost kills her boyfriend because she's making out with him and doesn't take the pills. And I just think I don't know, it just really irks me because I'm like, how can you. What's your logic here? What's your logic thinking that you'll be okay and that you won't hurt people when you're not taking this medication? You know? Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm just having a crash out. But now I'm like so locked into Graveyard Keeper. I was thinking about starting an audiobook to listen while I play this, but there is like text and I have to like read and think about the game, which not that I'm really thinking about the game, but you know, when I'm like when there's games like this, I'm like, I don't know, then it's hard to listen to an audiobook. But I don't know. I'm enjoying my just cozy time reading, or not reading, playing games and watching TV. I think I have been feeling a bit better yesterday and a little bit today, so I think I'm going to try to clean my office today. And maybe if I do that, I'll put on an audiobook. Because I actually do have an audiobook that came in through Libby from the uh, library. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll keep you updated. I just thought I'd give you a little update. And want to know if anyone else has ever watched the show because I love it and am depressed that there was only ever one season because it did leave off on a cliffhanger that, you know, anyways. Okay, so I am coming at you. Sorry, I don't have my tripod. I cannot find it, so you're just like propped up. Not the best angle. But I came at you after I just cut my own bangs. I don't think I did too bad of a job. They're kind of like laying weird because usually I have a side part or whatever. I also like I can't really tell, which is good. I messed up I tried to what is it called? Like where you like fade it into longer hair, like kind of like the longer bits or whatever. And I messed up because like doing the right side is a lot harder because, you know, I'm right-handed. So I messed that up a bit, but I try to even it back out. And I can't find my round brush that, because I used to have bangs last year, and I can't find my round brush to like try and style it, so it looks a bit weird. I don't think I did too bad of a job. And the plan is tonight I'm gonna dye it. Basically, I've been wanting to dye my hair. I'm gonna dye like the under layer, and then I'm probably gonna dye the rest of it black. But I want, how do I explain this? Basically, I'm been updating my bathroom upstairs. I have 2 bathrooms. So that way I can fully use this upstairs bathroom. So the downstairs, because downstairs my roommate's using it, and so that way we can have our own separate bathrooms and all that stuff. So I've been trying to get this one ready, because I've lived here for this will be 3 years in December. Well, the end of December. So, you know, 2.5 years, and I don't really use that upstairs bathroom except for to use the restroom. So I'm trying to update it, and I bought a new shower head, but I could not get the old shower head off. Like, it would just not. And so instead, when I was trying to get the shower head off because they glued it, I was rotating the whole shower arm. And I was like, I can't deal with this. So I literally bought, which is good because now it all matches. I'll show you guys later. But I bought a new shower arm that matches the finish, because it used to be like, you know, the normal silver or whatever, and I bought a black, like the theme was gonna be like black and gold, and so it now matches the shower arm. I got that all switched out, so now I can finally dye my hair and I be able to, like, you know, use the shower head and everything, because I like getting a detachable one that I can like use. Yeah, so now I can finally do that. But I wanted to show you guys something. So, 2 days ago, I went out to eat, and there's like this place in the mall, and in our mall is one of the library locations. So I went there and I stopped, and I'm going to show you guys my little library haul, which is funny because I got 3 books, and they're not small by the way, and I don't know who I think I am that I'm going to be reading 3 of them when I haven't picked up like a physical book in so long, because I just don't want to be like physically reading, if that makes sense. Like I can't, like, I don't know, I don't want to sit down and read. But I got 2, I got the 1st and 2nd season of Rizzoli and Isles on DVD, because I love that show, and that show is so hard to find to stream. So I just got it from the library, and I only got the first 2 seasons at first, because once I get through those 2, then I can binge the rest. Sorry, I couldn't find that. Okay, the next one I kind of went in for. I've been watching the Outlander series on Stars, I think it's where it's at, and I've been loving that, so I got the book. I hope I love it as much, because usually I'm not about time travel, but the series is really good, so I figured why not try the actual book by Deanna Gabaldon, I don't know. And then I was just walking around. And I picked up some other books. So I saw, this is A River of Golden Bones by A.K. Mulford, and this is book 1. And they have like a new section, like new fiction section, where they like kind of promote the new books that are out. And there was a second book that caught my eye, and when I saw the second book, I was like, okay, well now I have to go find the first one because it sounds interesting. So I picked this up. I don't know what this is about. Sleeping Beauty retelling. If you were Sleeping Beauty's twin, lusting over your sister's big bad wolf fiance, forced on a journey in Howl's Moving Castle in order to kill the Wicked Witch, would you be brave enough to figure out what kind of hero you are? Interesting. Okay. So, excited for that one. And then, okay, so here's the thing, is I used to live downtown St. Louis. And the St. Louis County Library, and the main, like, St. Louis City Library is really big, and it's really pretty, and they have lots of different sections, right? They have, like, a romance section, they have the sci-fi fantasy, you know, mystery, and then they have fiction, all that stuff. And I love my library. For being in a smaller town, we still have an amazing, like, libraries that are local, and then just the chain of Illinois libraries. But I don't love how they separate mystery from general fiction, and then they have a small science fiction separation. Now, the library that's in the mall is a bit bigger than the downtown location. I usually go to the downtown location, but because I was already there, the mall location is also just smaller, or not smaller, is open later. So it's a little bit more convenient sometimes, except it's not, which is why I don't like going in there, because I have to go into the mall to go into it. Anyways, so they only have the separation for like two genres, and then like obviously they have the young adult, and then the kids and all that stuff. But like I don't have the desire. I'm not one of those people who wants to go through all of like fiction to find my romance, find my fantasy, all that stuff. And now, granted, you can find fantasy in the sci-fi section, but like you also find a lot of fantasy in just general fiction, and it's rough, and I don't love that about either of those. So yeah, that's my little spiel. Like, I don't, it's whatever. But I did try to walk around and look for books that like maybe were interesting, and I'm also someone who I like when they do displays, right? Or like the cover really draws to me. So I don't know if you guys follow the Contour librarian on TikTok, but she is like a grade school librarian at a school, and she talked about, I can't remember the way it's worded, but switching up her library to where you kind of have like books, or like certain books that like face outward, and that it's less like all the books you just see all the spines, because then it'll draw kids in, because sometimes it's hard to look at just all spines, and that's how I am as an adult. Like, I love it when displays at store kind of give me like a prominent little, like, it's faced outward, and then you have the spines and stuff, because it breaks it up. And while my libraries at least do have some of that occasionally, a lot of the times it is just all the spines back to back. And it's funny because even like when I think of a bookstore, like if I have like one book that's like facing out, and then like the other books, it feels like a lesser of a section that I have to look at spines and look at things that are interesting to me. I don't know, I just like have been thinking about that a lot, which is I think why I struggle so much going to my library and just like browsing. So a lot of the times I actually will look up books online first, because our library has the search history, and they also have like the what's new, what do we think you'll like based off of the things you've checked out and you've rated and all that stuff. So I do that a lot in my library, which is nice. It's just like, I don't know, I find it hard to shop or like look around, and usually if I look up online, I then don't remember what they are by the time I go into the library, unless I do like a pickup or whatever. But I did find this probably because of also the sprayed edges. It looked very pretty, and it's called The Spell Shop, so it was instantly like kind of like, ooh, interesting, by Sarah Beth Durst. And basically, I didn't read. Okay, is anyone else really bad about like not finishing reading the blurb, and you like get halfway through the blurb and you're like, this sounds good, and then you pick it up, or you're like, this doesn't sound good, I'm not gonna finish the blurb. Yeah, basically a lush cottagecore tale full of stolen spellbooks, unexpected friendships, sweet jams, and even sweeter love. And honestly, that caught my attention, and I wanted to read it. And so, like, when I say, like, cozy books, I like cozy mystery, right? I shouldn't say I don't like. I struggle with thrillers and, like, I guess, non-cozy mysteries. I just kind of love, I love the Joanne Fluke novels, the Hannah Swinson series and stuff like that. So I love cozy mysteries. And I love watching, like, cozy shows like Gilmore Girls or things like that. But I don't read a lot of cozy fantasy, and I know that's kind of like a genre right now. Well, a genre. But I'm really interested, so I haven't read a lot. I have read what is it called? The Wolf Gone Wild series by Juliet Cross, and I feel like that's kind of, it's a romance series, don't get me wrong, but it does have that cozy urban fantasy vibes, and I do really like that. And there are other books I can think of that, like, even though they were romances, like, they had the touch of, like, cozy with some elements of fantasy um, in it, and I am excited for those. So hopefully I read them. The other thing I did, I went to afterwards. I went to Savers. Now Savers here is like a basically like a Goodwill or a thrift shop or whatever. But it only opened in the past couple months here, and I hadn't been yet, so I had never been to a Savers. I didn't. Basically, I really like it. It seems like a more organized Goodwill, which is cool, you know, a normal thrift shop. And I was just perusing, and I actually end up getting these two Home Depot books. One's just like Home Improvement 1, 2, 3, and one's a kitchen and bath. And then I was talking to my mom about it because she used to work for Home Depot. I never knew they made these. And then looking at the like copyright, they were like 1990s, so 1995 and 1999. But like a lot of it will still apply because so like when you look at this kitchen and bath, because I was really looking at them earlier, it has this like roadmap of like what to do if you're thinking about renovating stuff, and it starts with like, you know, you have to think of your budget, you're like planning things out, do some window shopping, get a plan together, and then it kind of takes you through the steps, which again are still very applicable. And they were like a steal, so like $5 each, and I think it was a great steal. I'm excited because again I've been doing stuff around my house and just in general, and I think those will be really helpful, really nice to have like reference. Yeah, and on top of that, they had a tiling one. I decided not to get that one because that seemed a little very specific. Whereas like those were more general, you know, types of things. And I was like, okay, like that one's a very specific book. Maybe I don't need that one. Because a lot of times when I want to learn how to do something, or like I'm trying to reference something, I don't know about you guys, but I don't always want to watch a video. Like I would rather just have like steps written out. And that's not always easy to find. Like obviously a video is helpful, but sometimes I don't want to have to like sit there and like listen or like at a pace that the person's going. I can just read at my own pace or like whatever. Or especially if you're trying to do like a step-by-step thing and you're like trying to watch a video while you're trying to do something, and then it's like they're going too fast or they're going too slow, and it's like, you know, again, I just like having steps. So I don't know, I think that'll be really nice for me. I will check in with you guys later. I don't know that I'll give you guys necessarily the best reading update, but I'll try and give you guys an update on what I finished with my hair. Because like I said, right now I just cut my bangs because I just showered during my lunch break. So anyways, I will see you guys at some point, and hopefully I've read something. Hello. I have a bag, clipped my hair. I'm dyeing it right now. Well, I'm bleaching. It's like, it's so, like, the fumes are insane right now. I don't know how my cousin does it. Ew, I have, like, powdery, powder, like, all over my self. Anyways, I've been watching Star Trek. I probably should have done this prior to 12 o'clock at night, because it is 12 a.m. However, I was playing Graveyard Keeper and watching Star Trek. So now I am doing this. I was gonna read, but I feel like weird moving, and the book I want is in my bedroom. So we'll see. Also, like, again, I'm kind of getting a headache, so I might as well just keep watching Star Trek. We're gonna dye it this, well, so I'm only dyeing, as you can see, I'm only dyeing the underside. And I'm dyeing it this, like, pinkish purple Merlot. I think I have dust on I accidentally spilt some of the powder before I mixed it, so I got it on my phone. So sorry if this, like, is not the best quality. And then, so I said I cut my bangs earlier today, dyeing this part pink, which I don't know if I'll actually dye it tonight. Tonight I'm gonna just, like, bleach it, see how it looks, see if I need to, like, touch up anything, because so I have 2 packets of the the lightener, and then I have the 30 volume. So I'm going to do this all tonight, like, wash it out, put this, like, they told me to get this, like, color sealer thing in it. I'm at the store, use that, wait until tomorrow to see how my hair is, if I need to do it again, if there's any spots I missed, anything like that. And then I'm going to dye it tomorrow. And the plan is also, I have, where is it at? I've dyed my hair this like black color before, which I think it looks good because again, I have very dark hair. It looks kind of lighter than it is today. Speaking of which, I found my first gray hair today. Okay. Wow. I don't really care, but I was like, wow, I found one. It was like completely white, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm only 27. But no, so that's the plan. Oh, the black. The black is gonna be on the rest of my hair. So yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully it goes well. Hello. It's Sunday now. First time that I did dishes yesterday because I have to hand wash them. I was jamming out to music because that's what I needed to get through a lot of them. And then when I went and did the second round of dishes to like finish up all of the ones that were on my counter, I listened to my audiobook, So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. I had to write it down because I don't feel like going and getting my iPad to see what it is called. It's okay. I don't know. I'm not that far into it. I'm 10%, which is only about an hour into a 9-hour audiobook. So far you have Sloane, who just turned, or is turning 36. Her husband gifted her a weekend getaway with her best friend, Naomi. And Naomi wants her to live more, like wants Sloane to live more, so she orchestrates this wild night out, blah, 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 and the blurb just says something about, like, something life-altering is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure they're going to turn into vampires. If not, the cover, which I'll insert, really misled me. I'm conflicted. So first of all, you have Sloane, who is in a kind of shitty marriage. Her husband, I don't even remember his name, to be perfectly honest. It's like John, Joseph, something like that. I don't know. Cheated on her multiple times. And then she's just like unhappy, and she's very worried about aging and very concerned with that, which I don't know. That's not me. Like, I don't really care. I know some people are. That's just not who I am. And her best friend's kind of like the complete opposite of her, like very wild, comes from money, like all this stuff. And so she's just constantly worried about her best friend and stuff like that. And one thing that even irritated me was like out of this cottage that they're staying at, she's giving her like the super nice bedroom and super nice bathroom and going to stay up in the loft area. Like, girl, it's your weekend. Like, no one gives a shit about your best friend. So, to be determined if I actually like her right now. Not looking so good. But I can push through books where I don't like the characters if I think the plot is worth it. And so far, I'm still intrigued to at least find out what's going to happen. But I can't promise I'm going to finish it. Like, that's kind of where I stand. I don't know. To be determined. I don't know, I have no desire to actually, like, listen to it. Sorry, my hair is kind of wet. I really need to wash it. I have not washed, well, I washed it out when I did the bleach stuff, and then yesterday I didn't end up, like, bleaching any more of it, which I also need to do, but that's a whole thing. Anyways, I'll probably do that. Oh, I could do that and listen to the book. I don't want to listen to the book. I don't know, like, that's the problem, is I don't really want to pick it up. Because it's just, I don't know. But I'm intrigued enough, and the cover art has got me, that I want to at least give it until, like, something happens. Because right now, nothing's happened. They've just gotten to the cottage, and she's just, woe is life. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways. So, yesterday I did, pretty much dishes was the only thing I actually accomplished in my day. Today, what did I do? Well, I ended up going to Lowe's because I needed to get some weed spray for some weeds in my yard. And I was looking at tile because I really want to, like, I've been redoing my bathroom. I say redoing. I've been updating my bathroom, and I would love to, like, eventually tile it, I think, and get rid of this, like, laminate that's on the wall. And then came home. I decided not to do yard work yet until later because it is still 3 p.m. and it's hot. Like, it's nice outside, but it's hot, so I think I'm gonna wait until like
between 5 to 5:30 to actually do that. However, I just took me and my dog out to lunch. I don't remember if I got B-roll. We sat outside. It was very nice. Barnaby's very hit or miss on if he. I don't know if he really loves going out. Come here. Come say hi to the camera. Come here. My puppy. Say hi. Oh, he's sniffing the thing I'm about to show you. And then after lunch, we went to this local plant shop and we got some plants. Do you want to show them what you've got? Well, what mommy got? First of all, I got this sticker for a friend of mine. All I need is coffee and plants. How cute. And then I got a pink Dalmatian algonomia. I don't know. So pretty. And then I got a Swiss cheese Monstera. I have been wanting a Monstera for quite a while. And to be honest, they're expensive plants. However, I felt like this was only $27, which, if I'm being so honest, is crazy good for how big this is. Like, usually people would sell them for like $40. Now, this one was $40, which I have definitely seen them cheaper, but, you know, support your local plant shops or just local shops in general. And also, it's so pretty. It's gonna go somewhere in my office. I don't entirely know where yet. I also have been really wanting to finish painting in here and, like, putting stuff up, and I really need to clean. You can't really tell. So, like, that's a chair and a blanket, and those are stacks of books I need to unhaul. But that chair is gonna go where the cabinet thing is. I'm gonna move this into my room, which isn't ideal, but I have like all these boxes and stuff, which most of them are half empty. Okay, so I just need to like kind of consolidate and move them. Actually, they're not half empty because I've gotten rid of the half empty ones. Okay, never mind. But I still need to organize. Okay, so I've been cleaning my office and I've been listening to the book. I cannot remember. So Thirsty? There we go. I want to point out that they've been friends for 12 years. Her and Naomi. Sloan and Naomi. And Sloan still is like wants Naomi to like think of her as this like cool person. Like she's scared to tell her this like top is from Target type of thing. You've got to be fucking kidding me. As someone who has been friends with someone for 12 years plus, like, you insane. I don't know, it's just crazy to me and I am struggling. I am also coming off of a friendship that ended after 9 years, so maybe I'm salty. Maybe I'm just like salty and I see all the red flags right now, but I'm not liking it. But I think it's not even necessarily Naomi. Like, Naomi is at least being herself, even if it's like the flamboyant, like, self-centered person. But the thing is like, she's not even like, she is self-centered, but she's really not. Like, she keeps okay, I think this is what I'm having a problem with, right? Is that by her actions, you are seeing that she's not entirely what Sloan is perceiving her as, but we're seeing like it's being told from Sloan's point of view. So like, she's making all these assumptions. She's like, oh, I'm so like surprised that Naomi remembered this about her, and I'm just like, you're supposed to be your best friend. Like, what do you mean you like? But she's like, I am always surprised that she remembers these things, but she constantly remembers things about Sloan and all of this. And so like, I actually do like Naomi, but holy crap, I do not like the main character. And something tells me, and like, okay, and she checked on the doorbell camera that her husband does not know exists to check to see if he's cheating, and he is again. And it's just like, and she's like, oh, why would I leave him when then I have to restart my life again, blah blah blah, at this age. I'm just like, so you'd rather just be unhappy? How long have you been unhappy? I don't know. I am finding her really annoying. So, but I think I'm liking Naomi more because, again, like, the action she's showing us versus how Sloane is perceiving her are different. And how Sloane perceives her, I don't think is in that good of a light, which is surprising because, again, they're supposed to be best friends. But, like, the way Sloane talks about Naomi, it's like, do you actually like her? But then, yeah, I don't know. I think Naomi is proving more to be, I mean, I could be wrong. She could end up being self-centered bitch that, you know, you think about. But right now, it's going decent. I'm, like, into cleaning, so I think I'm going to, I say that, but anyone else have just, like, you know, the pile is, instead of on the ground, is just now on the, chair. But a lot of those things have specific places. I also need to get into this closet. That is a big thing. So I'm clearing away, and, like, don't even look at my desk right now. I'm clearing the way to get into the closet because I need to take things out of the closet because I haven't organized inside the closet. To take things out so I can put things back in there. Yeah, I don't know. She's just, Sloane is, ugh. But while I'm listening to it, I'm not saying I'm having a good time, because I don't know that I am. But I'm listening to it. So, like, I'm not, you know, turning it off by any means. Okay, so I am cleaning now. It looks really messy right now. That's like a bag of trash. And everything's on my desk and chair right now. However, I really need to, oh my gosh, I've been looking for this book. No, I've been trying to get into the closet. I've always tried to keep a catalog of books because when I go into stores, you know, I don't know if I have that book or if I have like a series, but I know it's not complete. Like, maybe I need to get into it. And I have known for a while that I have been missing books, specifically because, hold on, let me pull this too. There are two, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and Game of Thrones. I knew they were on my shelves, and I hadn't found them anywhere in my house. And aside from, like, one more batch of books that are downstairs because they came from my car, I knew I had gathered up most of the books from my house, okay? And I haven't really had access to this closet for a while because I have had stuff in front of it, which, as you can see, like, yes, it looks messy, but it's actually a lot cleaner because I've been throwing, like, stuff away that I don't need, or, the stuff that's on my chair and on my desk, they just need to be, like, organized in their places, and a lot of the stuff is going to be organized in this closet. Well, I freaking found some. Anyways, I found books in the closet is what I'm trying to say here. But the point of why I need to have, I keep a list of books, and I have recently, like, done it this year, is because I just found Kingdom of Feared, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, because if you look over here, I have Kingdom of Feared. So yeah, I have two. Okay, I guess I'll get rid of a copy. I mean, this, like, the spine is a lot prettier than the other copy. This is an exclusive. I don't know what makes it exclusive, just the covers. Like, pretty? I don't know. Anyways, but I have found some books that I have been missing for a while, so that's cool. Okay, I thought I was going crazy, because I could not find this book anywhere. It's been in this closet the whole time. Oh, I'm about to find so many things that I have been looking for so long. So I have been cleaning. I'm about to move this, like, thing into my bedroom and then move my chair into that little corner. Yeah. I am now 35% into So Thirsty. And I don't know how I feel about it. I do have a correction. I said that their friendship was 12 years. It's actually 22 years. So they've been friends for 22 years. Anyways, so that actually just makes me even more annoyed, with all the points I said earlier about Sloane and Naomi's friendship. I'm struggling because we're quite literally in the middle of like they're vampires, right? Like, I mean, you can kind of tell by the cover and everything. And it's kind of like like they're freaking out because, uh, I don't know, someone escapes from. I don't really understand what's happening. We haven't figured out actually what's happening yet, which is why I don't feel bad for saying this part, and it's still pretty early on. Like, they're at essentially an orgy. Um, and a guy, like, skin and bones, you can see, like, he's very emancipated. Is that the right word? Emaciated, not emancipated. He's very emaciated and, uh, like, breaks free from the cellar. And so everyone's freaking out. Sloane is trying to get Naomi to, like, get away, and Naomi's, like, freaking out. Anyways, even though we're at this like intense moment, um I I don't want to say I don't care, but like I was able to just pause it in the middle and stop because I just, like I don't know, it's an exciting scene, but it's not exciting. It's not fulfilling what it should be. So that's just annoying. I don't know. I don't. I think I'm gonna give it a little bit more now that we've gotten kind of again things may pick up. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. Is it's just slow and like nothing has happened so far. And I think this is part of the problem is that like basically what has happened is just listening to Sloane bitch about her life, and I'm just like I don't give a shit. Like I do not care. Um, so I'll give it a little bit more time. Okay, so I just got back. I went to Qdoba for dinner. And on my drive, I continued listening to So Thirsty, and I DNF'd it like 10 minutes into my drive. I got 37% in, and I genuinely, like, it got to the point where Sloane had to, like, make a choice whether she and Naomi were becoming vampires, right? I kind of told you, like, even though it wasn't stated in the blurb, like, you could tell by the cover that it's going to get involved. And I did not care about that scene. I didn't give it, like, I did not care about her choices. I didn't care to see anything more from her, to be honest. I don't know, like, I'm upset because I was like very intrigued by this book. I was very intrigued. What is that noise? Oh, that has to be a motorcycle. I don't even know if you can hear this, but oh my god, it's so loud. um, yeah, I just did not care, so I'm DNFing it. 37%. Gonna return that audiobook to the library. I have other audiobooks and I have other books that I want to read physically. Like, I do not have time to waste on a book that I could get better because at that first, almost 40% in, and you just have zero caring about it. Like, it would be different, right, if it's a series and obviously you're building up, like, you have to character development and all this stuff, but it's not. It's just a book and it wasn't good. And even just the horror part of it, because it was kind of a horror-y scene, it just wasn't good either. And I just, yeah, wasn't worth my time. Oh my gosh, there's mosquitoes. Um, yeah. So I thought I would just give you that little update, and I also think that this may be where I end the vlog for this time. Thought about continuing it, but since it's already a Sunday, then I can spend tomorrow after work editing, and then um, just do a new vlog for the new week. I want to try and get in the habit of like filming more. Actually, the problem is not me filming. The problem is me editing it. So I have to get in that habit. So I might as well cut this off now. I have no idea how long this is. I do not remember how much I filmed. Um, I will say I didn't end up finishing like any of my hair. You guys got to see just the
there was a bug on me. You just got to see like what was already bleached. I will end up doing that this upcoming week. So if you guys care about that, you can stay tuned for the next vlog. I'm going to be doing an on-haul soon, as you saw from my office cleaning. I have a giant stack of books that I have been meaning to get rid of, and honestly I just keep I might have to add more to it because I keep finding books that I need to put on my shelves, and I have space for them, but I think that it would make me feel better if I got rid of some more. However, I don't know that I want to get rid of any more, so we'll see, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!